Hey guys, what is up? This is my review for She-Hulk Episode 1. So the first episode of She-Hulk Attorney at Law dropped on Disney Plus the other day, and I got a chance to check it out. And there's been a lot of controversy surrounding this show. You know, a lot of people, like a lot of losers on the internet, calling it woke because it's, She-Hulk and all that stuff, and it's supposedly, feminist and stuff. There's a lot of controversy surrounding it. It's actually being review bombed right now. But, obviously that's a small minority of people. Normal people check the show out for what it is and watch it and make their own decisions on it based on what is actually in the show and not what the show sort of represents in their minds. So I checked this show out and I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't say I loved it. I think I have some problems with it that I will talk about. But I did think it was good. I thought it was, I'm excited for episode 2. I think they should have dropped for 2 episodes instead of 1 because I feel like 1 episode was just not enough, especially it only being 38 minutes. And that's including credits. Not including credits is like 29 minutes or something. I think it's just too short. I think to get a better feel for what the show is and what it's going to be, they should have started with 2 or 3 episodes at the same time. I feel like that just would have made it flow better and make people understand what the show is going to be better. But yeah, so the first episode really is not really what the whole series is going to be like. The first episode is just how she became She-Hulk. Basically, it's just exposition and origin. That's all this first episode is. But the show. I'll start off by saying it's really funny. I really enjoyed the humor in it. It was good. But I feel like there was never any moments that really made me laugh. Like when a funny thing happened, I would snicker. I'd do a little exhale out of my nose. Nothing really made me laugh. Like this show is supposed to be like a full-on comedy, but nothing really made me full-on laugh. I think the joke with Steve Rogers being a virgin and stuff, I think it's funny, but it's not as funny as everybody's making it out to be. It's funny, it's humorous, but it's not over the top like the most incredible humor ever, which some people are making it seem like. So yeah, the show's funny. It's got some comedic elements, but I wouldn't say it's hilarious like a lot of people are saying. Now I want to talk about the CGI real quick. For starters, the CGI on Hulk looks incredible. It looks great. It looks just as good as it does in the movies. And I think that's because they already had the texture of him, and they already had that CG model created, with the budget of a feature film, so they could just use him for whatever they want, and it would look great. But they had to make an entirely new CG character for She-Hulk, and in some moments she looks really good, like when she falls off the cliff and flips Hulk off, and when she's throwing the rocks and stuff. I think she looks good. But that when she first becomes She-Hulk, in the lab, and she first realizes that she is conscious, it looks a bit weird. On that wide shot, it's it's a TV show, so obviously it's not gonna be perfect, but you can definitely see little slips and little cracks in the CGI that makes it a little bit annoying. But that's okay. She looks fine. She looks passable. She looks believable. She looks alright. We'll see how we go in future episodes, but yeah, for this episode she looked fine. I don't really have a major problem with the CG. I think it was alright. It was fine. I think I would even go far enough to say it's good. But yeah, Hulk in this episode was great. Mark Ruffalo was fantastic as usual. He just came right back into his role. We haven't seen him since 2019 in Endgame, and I think that's it for him in the show. I think he might come back in the end. This is a 9-episode show, but yeah, I think that's it for now. Just that's all we're gonna see of him. So I hope we see him again, but I feel like that was definitely felt like the end of what we're seeing of him in this show. He's obviously moving on to bigger things with the stuff with Sakaar and stuff, because there was a Sakarian ship that crashed their car. So I feel like that's going to be setting up some stuff. And yeah, so we'll see where he goes. But She-Hulk herself, Tatiana Maslany, she's played by, I think she does a really good job. She actually does nail this role quite well. I like the energy that she brings. I like the breaking the fourth wall stuff. I think that's really good. And yeah, I think she just has a really good, fun personality. I think it's really good. Now I do want to talk about the whole woke, are you saying quotation marks, woke, because I don't like that word, aspect of the show, which is where she has this big speech about how she controls her anger infinitely more than Bruce does because she's a woman. And while I understand what she's saying, I feel like she seemed to be getting like mad at Bruce about it, and I was like, he's been through a lot, you know. I mean, like I'm pretty sure he did talk about how he tried to like shoot himself in the mouth. So I'm like, he's been through a lot. You don't really need to yell at him about how like she's better than him at controlling anger, and that she's been through more. I feel like that, like, well, I understand what she's saying, and I just feel like it could have been done better. But yeah, like I understand what she's saying about like how she has to control her anger and control her temper because, you know, it's dangerous if she doesn't. I completely understand that, but I feel like it probably just could have been handled a little bit better. But yeah, overall I think the episode was good. I didn't love it. That actually, I do want to talk about that end scene real quick. I thought that fight at the end was really, really short and edited not very good at all. I like Jamila Jamil, but we'll see how she does as Titania. I know she's the main villain of the show, but it seems like she's already been like arrested at the end of the first episode. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. But I think that editing and that fight was terrible. It's a very short fight. Although that end bit where she steps into the shoes and that song starts playing, I think that was actually really good and really cool, and it was really cool way to end the episode. So yeah, I think the first episode of She-Hulk was good. You know, it was good. It wasn't great. It wasn't, you know, I didn't love it, but it was definitely good, and I'm excited for episode 2. So that's it for my She-Hulk review. I'll see you guys in the next one.